So skill 3 is about working with tools in the taskbar. Across the bottom here, this is my taskbar, and it has different sections. For instance, I can see my clock, and as long as it's not locked down, I can go ahead and I can change the date and time, and I can advance it and change how it looks. There's something called pinning, and we can pin things to our taskbar, and we can pin things to our start button. Things that are pinned to the start button appear up here above this line here. Everything below, those are things I more frequently use than not. And then of course you can just go into programs themselves to get things. I'm clicking on my desktop just to close that. Okay, if I have something open, one of the things I like about Windows 7 is if I just kind of mouse over it, I can see a small version of what I have running, which is kind of a neat feature. And as far as pinning things, I want to talk a little bit about pinning something to my taskbar. So these things are things that I use fairly frequently. Something else that I might use frequently, I'm going to go hunting for it, would be the Captivate program. And I'm not seeing that right off the top of the bat, so I'm going to go into, I know it's an Adobe product, so I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to go into, by the way, if you see something like this that's highlighted, that means that that's something you recently installed. These are files, these are folders. I'm going to go into Adobe eLearning Suite, and I'm going to left click and drag my Captivate file here, and I've now pinned it to my taskbar. I could do the same thing. I could take something and just kind of drop it onto my start button, and that'll pin it to my start button. So I'm going to close that right there. And again, you're going to want to look at the chapter and go through the exercises that it gives you. I can also see I have one task that I've got a notification that I need to do. I have not taken my system backup yet, and I can open my Action Center as well and get more detailed information about that. And then if I click this arrow right here, I can actually see more objects that are not on my taskbar right now, but these are processes that start up when my computer runs. I have a computer that has a lot of power and has a lot of memory, so I can run a lot of those. Generally, if you have a slower computer, you want to have very few items sitting in here. You might just have like your battery, that's not my battery, that's my speakers. My battery's not showing at the moment. It's an icon that would look like this. And clearly I'm not plugged in, which is not a good thing. You would see if it's turned on and plugged in, you would see a icon that looks like it is turned on and plugged in, and I am not sure why it's not plugged in. Aha, I've got it. I'm going to plug it in right now. There we go, and you're going to see that icon change, so I know now that it's plugged in. Okay, I'm going to minimize that. So I put things, you're going to have like your sound, your wireless, and maybe your battery sitting there. And again, not too many things so that you're not using up too much processing power.